Hello, welcome to the Walking Word. We are in the second book of Samuel. We are in chapter 13, the crime of Amnon. Sometime later, the following incident occurred. David's son, Absalom, had a beautiful sister named Tamar, and David's son, Amnon, polygamy, loved her. Okay, this is not brotherly love, this is creepy love. This is not brotherly love. This is weird kind of love. It's an obsession, actually. And this is something that, whether people admit it or not, happens a lot in polygamy families, is that incest is one of the sexually immoral sins that occur in polygamous homes. Sometime later, the following incident occurred. David's son, Absalom, so Absalom had a direct sister, blood sister, same womb. And David's son, Amnon, loved her. Amnon is from a different wife. He was in such straits over his sister, Tamar, his his half sister basically, that he became sick. So this is obsession. This is not just normal. How do you become sick from loving somebody? So that's obsession. Since she was a virgin, since she was a virgin, Amnon thought it Amnon thought it impossible to carry out his disdains, his designs towards her, because she was a virgin, and that time virginity was carried with high regard. And so this is the only thing that sort of held Amnon away. Now Amnon had a friend named Jonadab, son of David's brother Shimei. So Shimei had a son. So who was very clever. Now Amnon had a friend named Jonadab. Who is Jonadab? He was the son of David's brother Shimei, okay, who was very clever. So Jonadab is a clever guy. He's a trickster. So he's crafty, cheeky guy. He asked him, Prince, why are you so dejected morning after morning? Why are you like this? Why not tell me? So Amnon said to him, I'm in love with Tamar, my brother Absalom's sister. Then Jonadab replied, lie down on your bed and pretend to be sick. When your father comes to visit you, say to him, please let my sister Tamar, come and encourage me to take food. If she prepares something appetizing in my presence for me to see, I will eat it from her hand. Are you seeing that? Treachery. But you can already see what God says will happen in David's house. Death will never depart from your house. So this Jonadab guy is lying to Amnon. You do this. Okay. You're really into her. You're really, really into her. Yeah. Okay. You lie down. You will just be sick. Your dad will come see you. So David is a decent dad-ish, but we know not really. Then Jonadab replied, So wait, oh yeah, I will eat it from her hand. So Amnon lay down and pretended to be sick. When the king, David, came to visit him, Amnon said to the king, please let my sister Tamar come and prepare some fried cakes before my eyes that I may take nourishment from her hand. You know what, I'm not feeling well, blah blah blah. It's typical. You normally want family around you. It's normal. Like your baby brother, your big brother is sick. Yeah, you might take soup to him, take some food, Yeah, catering to family, right? So Amnon lay down and pretended to be sick. When the king came, visited him, and told him, yeah, let Tamar come and cater to me. David then sent home a message to Tamar, his daughter. Okay, please go to the house of your brother Amnon and prepare some nourishment for him. Tamar went. Of course, dad has said, let me go cook for my stepbrother, my half brother, not stepbrother, half brother. David then sent home a message to Tamar, please go to the house of your brother and prepare some nourishment for him. Tamar went to the house of her brother Amnon, who was in bed, taking dough and kneading it. So she's preparing. So this guy is meditating, seeing her doing all these things. taking the flour, kneading the bread, blah, blah, blah. Like obsession is growing. She's twisted it into cakes before his eyes and fried the cakes. Then she took the pan and set out the cakes before him. But Amnon would not eat. He said, "Have everyone leave me." So he's a prince, so he's surrounded by people, I mean, servants and things like that. Yeah. "Have everyone leave me." When they had all left him, Amnon said to Tamar, "Bring the nourishment into the bedroom, that I may have it from your hand." So Tamar picked up the cakes she had prepared and brought them to her brother Amnon in the bedroom. Like, it's no big deal. My brother is not feeling well. Carry a pot of soup. Take it to his bedroom. I mean, how many times has your mom, your brother is unwell, can you take this cup of ginger tea to him in the bedroom or something like that? It's not a, Tamar is not overthinking it, right? So Tamar picks up and brought them to Amnon's bedroom. But, verse 11, but when she brought them to him to eat, he seized her and said to her, "Come, lie with me, my sister." So he knows who she is. He has an understanding of who this person is. This is my sister. Actually, blood sister. Might be half, we might have different mothers, but nonetheless, we share a father, so we are blood. Uh-huh. "Come lie with me." But she answered him, "Ah, no, my brother. Do not shame me. God, please. Like, don't bring shame upon me. This is an intolerable crime in Israel. Like, this is not the sort of things we do in Israel. Mhm. This is not the sort of thing we do in Israel. Do not commit this incestate deed. Don't do this incest against me. Where would I take my shame? You know that if I lose my virginity in Israel, my life is done. Where would I go, Amnon? Where would I go? And you would be a discredited man in all Israel. Not only will I lose shame amongst people, but even you'll be discredited. So please speak to the king. He will not keep me from you. Wait a minute. Do you want me to go speak to the king concerning this? Like, hey, can I marry my sister? So she's buying time. I can see a little bit of wisdom there where she's in a tight corner and she's trying to think fast. Not heeding her plea, he overpowered her. Basically, he defiled her consent. That's what he did. He defiled her. He overpowered her. He shamed her and had relations with her. He basically took advantage of her, raped her. Then Amnon conceived an. Then immediately it happened, he conceived like intense hatred for her. Intense hatred for her. Intense hatred. And this is what some men today might say, "Oh no, I just had post," they call it post-nat clarity. No, it's just a demon left. A demon left, and all of a sudden you have intense hate for this person you've just laid with. There's nothing like clarity after. It is a form of clarity, but it's a clarity because there's a demon that has already conquered that which it wanted to do. And now that it has left and gotten what it wanted to get from that relations between you two, it has now left. All of a sudden, you're sitting there with intense hate. Like, why did I bring this girl back home with me? Why did I lay with her? Why is she in my house? Why? No, there's nothing like clarity. A demon left. It's here. A demon left. There's nothing like post-nat clarity. It's a demon left. So he has utter disdain for her at this point. Let's continue. So, verse 15, let's just repeat it. Then Amnon conceived an intense hatred for her after he's already finished basically with her, which which far surpassed the love he had for her previously. Get up and leave. Can you get out of my house? So now you've laid with a woman in your house. You now all of a sudden you have hate for her. Now you're cooking up ways of how to chase her from your house. Look, no, brother, because to drive me out would be far worse than the first injury you have done to me. He would not listen to her. You can't chase me out like this after you have already defiled me, taken away my virginity. You have shamed me, one of the highest forms of shame in a family. This would, if you chase me out of here, it would be double worse. It would look like I wanted it. It will look like I'm the one who actually asked for it. No, you can't do this to me, my brother. No, brother, because to drive me out would be far worse than the first injury you have done. He would still not listen to her, but a young guy who was his attendant, and said to him, "Put us outside, away from me, and bar the door after her. Chase her out." So now she looks like she was the one who was making advances at her own brother. She's the one who asked this thing from her brother. So this is double shame. Now she had on a long tunic, for that is how maiden princesses dressed in olden days. She had a long dress, a long beautiful dress, tunic, so a covering over her outfit or something like that. When his attendant put her out and barred the door after her, Tamar put ashes on her head and tore the long tunic which she was clothed in. Then putting her hands on her head, she went away crying loudly. So she put ashes on her face, like, I am already defiled, I am dirty, I'm not. And she tore her tunic, and these were princesses' tunics. So my royalty is broken. This is what it means, right? Tamar put ashes on her head and tore the long tunic in which she was clothed. Then, putting her hands on her head, went away crying. So, this is someone who's in mourning, how you'd mourn for a dead person. Her brother Absalom said to her, "Has your brother Amnon been with you?" Asked, "Be still now, my sister. He is your brother. Do not take this affair to heart." But Tamar remained grief-stricken and fallen in the house of her brother Absalom. So she ran to her big bro Absalom and stayed there and forever remained there in pain. Because now her big brother has said, "Don't tell this to father." Don't take this affair to heart. He's your brother. But remember, this is also Absalom premeditating. He's premeditating, putting these affairs into his heart. And one of the greatest crimes that happen in polygamous homes is silence. When crimes like this happen, it's silence. This is wickedness. It's actually wickedness. King David, who got a word of the whole affair, so David got wind of what actually happened, and he became very angry. He did not, however, spark resentment of his son Amnon, who he favored because he was his firstborn. So when things happen in a family, such defilement, and they're just swept under the rug, swept under the rug. So we can already see that David is not a good father. Whether his firstborn son, yes, I know the firstborn son in the Jewish culture was held in high regard, yes, but he did not check his sons. This is a whole Judah. Can you see the habits of Judah happening again? Where the firstborn was wicked, Judah did nothing about it until Onan also becomes wicked. Now, all of a sudden, because the firstborn, remember, firstborns represent a doorway, they represent a gateway. And this is how David allowed sin, sexual immoral sins, into his family line. Look at what happens next. Absalom, however, moreover, said nothing at all to Amnon, although he hated him for having shamed his sister Tamar. Again, so Absalom is just brewing. He's brewing anger in him. He's brewing anger in him. Amnon doesn't even apologize. Nothing. David doesn't even speak about it. Meanwhile, Tamar is just going through anguish of the sort of shame that has befallen her. After a period of 2 years, Absalom had shearers in Balhazor, near Ephraim, and he invited all the princes. Absalom went to the king and said, "Ah, your servant has shearers. Please, your majesty, come with all your retainers to your servant." But the king said to Absalom, "No, my son, all of us should not go, lest we be a burden to you." And though Absalom urged him, he refused to go and began to bid him goodbye. Absalom then said, "If you will not come yourself, please let my brother Amnon come to us." You can already see Absalom is plotting something. The king asked him, "Why should he go to you?" At Absalom's urging, however, he sent Amnon and all the other princes with him. So Absalom asked for his other brothers, from the other wives, other brothers. So yeah, guys, can we go, get our sheep sheared? Absalom prepared a banquet fit for royalty, but he had instructed his servants, "Now watch, when Amnon is merry and with wine, when he gets drunk, basically, I say to you, kill him, kill Amnon, put him to death. Do not be afraid, for it is I, Absalom, who order you to do it. Be resolute and act manfully." When you do it, be decisive. Don't butter, you don't care about the consequences. I'm the one who sent you. And act manfully. Do it wholeheartedly, like do it courageously. When the servants did to Amnon as Absalom had commanded, all the other princes rose, mounted their mules, and fled. Because now, now it's them. They will be next. You guys saw what was done to my sister. None of you came. You're also her brothers. None of you came to her aid. So Absalom is livid. He's basically lost his mind. When the servants did to Amnon as Absalom had commanded, all the other princes, all the other sons of David, mounted their mules and ran. While they were still on the road, a report reached David that Absalom had killed all the princes and that none of them had survived. The king stood up, rent his garments, and then lay on the ground. All his servants standing by him also rent their garments. So, but Jonadab, remember the guy who lied to Amnon? Jonadab, you remember him? Jonadab, son of David's brother, Shimea, spoke up. "Let not my lord think that all the young princes have been killed. Amnon alone is dead, for Absalom was determined on this ever since Amnon shamed his sister Tamar. So let not my lord, the king, put faith in the report that all the princes are dead. Amnon alone is dead." Meanwhile, Absalom had taken flight. Then the servant on watch looked about and saw a large group coming down the slope from the direction of Bahurim. He came in and reported this, telling the king that he had seen some men coming down the mountainside from the direction of Bahurim. So Jonadab said to the king, "There, the princes have come. It is your servant. Come, it is as your servant said." No sooner had he finished speaking than the princes came in, weeping aloud. The king, too, and all his servants wept very bitterly. But Absalom, who had taken flight, went to Talmai, son of Ammihud, king of Jeshur, and stayed in Jeshur for 3 years. The king continued during all the time to mourn over his son, but his longing reached out for Absalom as he became reconciled to the death of Amnon. So as time went by, within these 3 years, David is of course still mourning Amnon, his firstborn son, but his heart is also aching for Absalom to come back home. And I think this is where David has made peace with God's command. The sword shall never depart from your house. And it starts with his own children. It starts with his own children. Let's move to chapter 14, where we shall see Absalom's return.